Hello everyone. What's going on? Today I'm releasing another cannon, and this one is a 3-sec OSAP 6 OS that alternates, so every other shot it does an OS, and it's a 2-spot auto adjust. So like every other spot you can be, so you can shoot low basically and OS, and then the next shot you shoot 255 and don't OS. And it just makes it pretty annoying to patch. This is not my idea at all, but yeah, I haven't seen many AP versions of these things released. I think PG Lad made a couple, but yeah. So it just OSs one, and then it normally shoots one. So yeah, my ping's been all over the place, so we'll see if it looks laggy, but yeah, so you'll be hitting patches at 255 and also hitting fresh at the same time. So, yeah. I don't know. There's a much better explanation of what this is good for on YouTube, I guess. It's a pretty old idea as well. It also, I think, is good for against people with Crystal Client patch crumbs, because it seems like right now, Crystal Client patch crumbs, you have to offset it by 1 to get the right Y for OS, to show the right Y. So if you're alternating, every other shot is going to be off by 1 on their patch crumbs, no matter what they have it set to. So it'll be pretty nice. You can even shoot the same spot and just OS, but the way I have it right now, there's a lot of ways you can adjust it, but the way I have it right now, it just will stack to the same height because it's OSing from 6 blocks lower. So yeah, but you can have it a lot of ways. If you want to keep it like OSing to the same height as the normal shot, you just want to go down 1 on each one like this. But yeah, if you don't want to do that, you can just, like, mess with it and make a different pattern. But yeah, and usually I just have this kind of adjust on it. You have to place blocks. Usually I just use slime like this, but yeah, you can't put trapdoors on it. You can't do this because it'll clip on this because it's like not outside of this block. It's an AP. I didn't show the AP. That's because it doesn't start till 20 chunks out. I just made it like that, so it just doesn't AP the first game tick. So the first game tick of the AP starts a game tick late, and that's just to make the range better, I guess. But I'm just gonna make some walls, I guess. Roughly 20 chunks out. I'll just make some walls. There we go. Oh, it's gonna be shooting on the side, but oh well. So yeah, high and then OS, and then high. Very nice. Yeah, I just wait for it to make a bigger hole. Yeah. So it APs 75 chunks, so you just need to have it at least 20 chunks away from the first wall, and then you'll be good. Up to 75 chunks away from the end of where you want to shoot. And then of course down here it's gonna be turn that off. It's gonna be doing the same, and then it has one over here. So yeah, that's why it looks kind of slow, because it's always doing the other spot as well. So yeah, the AP works well, I guess. Yeah, cool. So yeah, this is why it's slightly less power. It's just pretty small power. It's meant to be kind of quicker to print, because it's like sand power and hammer power go separately, either side, and then both sides at the same time for the AP power, like that. So it's double pulse, and it does have a double pulse protector, so if you have 1 TNT left, it won't go. Yeah, this one unfortunately has a banner for the power separation. The version that's not auto adjust, which I'll put in the description as well, can use a piston, but this one just has to have a banner because of this booster. So yeah, this is how the auto adjust works. It's just one shot to the side, and then the stairs come back, and yeah, so sandhammer and then AP, and there you go. And this booster here just pushes it over to get the same exposure. Yeah, it's just a simple 2-spot. So this cannon works on all the jars I've tested, which is Archon's jar, Hyperion, Wine, and Gem, and a couple others, I think. So yeah, it's pretty reliable. The non-OS version of this cannon has been used on some raids.
Alright, go lever it.
Okay.
I was that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I fixed
Yeah, the
that
power-
one.
Force raid.
Force raid.
Alright, well, looks like there's gonna be a mules down to Y30.
Hey, it's nuking well.
Yeah, I know, it has a... That's for the
Yeah, it's
Anticlip.
nuking the entire way down to like Y120, Y1,
Yeah, I know.
like 30s.
What you did?
It's
What are you
pseudo-
talking about?
Oh no, my passion doesn't even work, so...
Me and Dives are both on Falcon. We nearly passed the counters. Right, 2 chunks off, lads.
Okay.
We're bleaching.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say it's that.
Wait, who are you raiding?
Balenciaga.
Your house.
I got you, where are you at?
Were you just 2 to the right? Were you just
Okay. Sidewall, let's see.
Hey,
There's
me and
more
Mike to sell
hoppers,
one dick.
yeah.
Shut up. Probably not the
Yeah,
best
we
idea to say you're going
Oh,
down.
the server's
Yeah,
full.
we've reached.
Okay.
Oh,
Did I just... Can I
No,
see
I-
the side... Can I see the side of it? Okay, cool.
Here you go.
Yeah.
you guys know that the collection.
And yeah, it worked well. It wasn't able to be clipped or anything. And that was on like a gem server, a pretty bad gem config actually, where a bunch of other stuff we tried didn't work, so I'm happy with that. So I'm going to show the Anticlip, so I'm going to make it overstack permanently so it's not alternating anymore, and then both sides are going to be to that height. I screwed up the walls here, so rip. So yeah, it's just gonna OS every shot. So yeah, what happens is you gotta source those blocks there, and what will happen with the Anticlip sand off, which is what it is right now, you'll basically see that it's gonna get stuck, and that's because it just doesn't stack up to this block. If you had it one lower, it would, but it just doesn't touch it, so it doesn't hybrid. And this will be infinite. And if you have a better OS ratio, or some OS ratios I've seen without a 1 rev don't have this problem much, but some do. Some people have a 7th sand, which is kind of what I have. But yeah, it's just going to be stuck here. If you did go 1 up, by the way, it would be fine. So yeah, if you go more than that, it'll just partially overstack into it and still be able to kind of work, or at least break it, not get stuck. So the way I fix that, there's several ways that people do this, but I just have a single piece of sand, like Anticlip sand, which comes out early, very early in the OOE, so early that it can stack up to the OS even if it's like too low for it to normally OS. So it'll still stack up to that, like that. And it just doesn't nuke when it is doing that. So there you go. So it won't get clipped like that anymore. So that pretty much eliminates clips from the top. I mean, you could just have a better ratio. There's ratios that do it, but I haven't found one for 6OS 1rev that doesn't do that. So as you can see, yeah, and it just works normally. It nukes normally if you don't have a clip there. You can just leave it on. That's not my idea. So yeah, the other kind of Anticlip is basically a thing like this, where it basically has the slab bust so close to the shot that everything gets shot up by the slab bust, so it can't OS. As you can see, the second type of Anticlip is off right now, so it will actually clip on this infinitely. And yeah, so even with the Anticlip sand on, it's still going to do this, because the Anticlip sand is part of what gets shot up and lost. This kind of clip works on 4OS as well. Usually the top clip thing doesn't work on those because it just can stack into it, but yeah, the way I solve it is you see this air gap here that it leaves. It basically, I have a second 4 game ticks of nuke, like a little bit of TNT that's in that block there, right there, and then the AP comes in up here, and those 4 game ticks of nuke line up with the game ticks of the AP, so it uses the AP as a nuke hammer and shoots those game ticks down here. So yeah, and it'll do that in a full ocean too, where the water flows in 5 game ticks, so it'll completely remove any sand stacks that are like really high up for some reason. It'll anti-clip against like finsters and clips like this, anti-nukes as well. So yeah, I just enabled it. It's just 4 game ticks of nuke, efficient nuke, I guess, or I call it anti-clip nuke, I guess you could say. But it basically, the first game tick of the AP is 1 game tick after the web bus nuke, so the first game tick of this is also 1 game tick after the main nuke, which is like why it nukes so far as well, because it just has extra game ticks normally. So if I just lever it, it'll be on, and those 4 game ticks will get shot down by the AP, and be able to do this and break it like that, and then the next shot it'll just go past it. So all the stuff like that, it won't work against it. Oops. Yeah. And also that works at all ranges, and it doesn't mess up the AP, so it's good. Yeah, like if there was some reason some sand that was really high up, I think it's here, you could basically get rid of it, so it doesn't need to OS to nuke it, and then next shot it breaks the patch. Yeah, so this also, so the that way of anti-clip, my kind of anti-clip nuke, also makes it so the OS doesn't, it can still nuke even though if you go above the max OS height, which is not a thing on most cannons. Well, it would be here because entities don't get deleted above 255, but on a normal server, if you adjust above the max OS height, your new camera will get above 255 and it'll be deleted. For this one, the AP will come in at least below 255, at least here, and it will be used as a new camera, and it will actually nuke itself, so there's going to be pretty much no chance of having those really high sand stacks anyways. It's not like completely unclippable, I'm sure there's a way to clip it. I had a quote good patcher try to clip it for a while and tell me ways that it could be possibly clipped, and none of them clipped it. So that's good, I guess. It seems like the weakness at this point would be the 1 rev, which it's a 5.7 1 rev. You can make one of these things without the 1 rev, and it would be probably even less clippable, because it's probably possible to clip the 1 rev at far ranges. I haven't found a way yet, but maybe. And by the way, you can have this concept, or whatever, this kind of anti-clip without having the AP not work the first game tick. You can have it AP the first game tick and do this. You just need the power, the AP power, to be 1 game tick later. So that's the anti-clip nuke in my cannon. This is the first, or one of the first cannons I've made with it, and I haven't seen it before, so I guess it's my thing, I don't know, but it's pretty simple. Yeah, additionally to being able to nuke above the max OS height, it would be also, it's also able to make bad OS ratios, like 8 OS ratios, which are really hard to get to nuke in a full ocean. It'll still nuke in a full ocean because it'll, the nuke will go off and not start nuking, but it'll have an air gap and it'll just second nuke down anyways. So there you go. So I'll put it back to alternating. Clipping actually isn't as big a deal on this one as it is on cannons that don't alternate the OS, but there you go. I said I'll put a 4OS version of this in the description that doesn't auto-adjust, which is probably more useful because it's not banned on most servers, but yeah, I didn't show that one because it's like generic. It just has this same nuke thing. So yeah, that's the cannon. It's decently clean. It's toggleable slab bust like that. It's about 200 or so slab bust. I mean, it's decently clean for me because I have like bad wiring usually, but the only annoying thing is this, and that's because I don't have the OS scatter game ticked, so I can't wire it off this. And I have 20 OS scatter, by the way. That's why it always will break 5 wide at the top. So, because I get annoyed when this happens, so I always try to make sure it has enough scatter. But yeah, there you go, I guess. Conti Tech, it says it on the bottom as well. As you can see, it's a true 1 bucket, where there's no ice in the sand comp, yay. Because I broke this, so it's 6 long, so the second booster here ends up here, which is in fact watered. This is never a problem. It never blows up. It looks precarious, but it's fine. But yeah, it's got slightly more Webbus nuke than Webbus nuke hammer, like that. And that's just to make it have slightly more dense of a nuke, so it's more 5 wide. This is on 3 Dura. It'll pretty much 5 wide on every server. It might miss a couple blocks at the top, but yeah. You can float it to the right if you want. I do have cobwebs for that and like the holes and stuff here, so you can shoot everywhere. But yeah, if you want to float right, you do have to turn off this booster for the auto adjust, and you can leave the auto adjust like stair thing on, but you just want to turn off the booster and then put the fence here, and then you'll just get it going right. And remember that this adjust is for the left side, so you can't go this low on the right. It will make your cannon blow up. And yeah, you need this booster to be off because of when it's doing this shot where the stairs are down, it's going to go here, and your shot's going to be here, and it's going to have like an awful exposure. In fact, it's probably going to, it'll probably float this way first, actually. It'll probably float the wrong way because of it has more velocity that way. So definitely watch that. But yeah, other than that, that is my 6OS auto adjust alternating AP thing. Pretty nice cannon, I guess. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this cannon. But other than that, thank you for watching. See ya.